Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about the Luna situation a little bit more in depth, as well as Tether. So we have been seeing a lot more news coming out around the entire Luna situation. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit more about that. I do also want to address, Tether, as we have been seeing a lot of news around Tether possibly depegging and crashing the market yet again, similar to UST. But with this in mind, before we fully jump on in, I just want to ask you guys could hit that like button. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate that. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So Luna has been down about roughly 17 to 18% on the 24-hour span. A lot of people are asking for the Luna fork. A lot of people are asking for, a burn. Everyone has been asking for this, that, and thinking that, it's going to result in Luna, bouncing back to $1 to $10 to $5, whatever the case may be within those regions. And I don't believe that that's the case. I don't actually foresee Luna recovering at all. I think that these revival plans are absolutely just thrown together just to kind of spark more debate around the situation and possibly, give some sort of confidence around the situation, but I don't believe that that's going to work. I've talked to you guys about where Luna is essentially positioned at. They owe money in back taxes. Basically all confidence is washed away behind this project. Besides a couple individuals thinking that, hey, Luna's gonna go here because I'm gonna become a millionaire. That's why. And I think that is like the worst case to really kind of put out there, right? Like, think about it like this, right? If I invested into a project and I said that it was going to go to this price just because I think that, it would be great to be a millionaire, I think that that's the worst way to invest. You got to think about the hurdles that the entire Luna Foundation team has to get through in order to, have Luna go back to $1. First off, a ton of the supply would have to be burned, but the issue with that is that you still need their partners to buy into the supply. But all of the confidence and trust essentially around this entire project is gone. And I know a lot of people have been really kind of comparing and contrasting the UST situation to USDT. I don't believe that these are comparable at all. I know that just the other day we seen, Tether start to kind of depeg a little bit, and then pretty much everybody jumped into USDC at around this time as well. USD was starting to kind of jump up in price. I've always addressed that USDC is essentially the chosen one, as we have been seeing a lot of institutional investors kind of jump into this project and invest their money, most likely because, of course, sorry, there you guys have it. Most likely because at the end of the day, these stablecoins do unlock a ton of potential, and what that potential is essentially is efficiencies with cross-border payments. You could send these stablecoins at basically feeless transactions, and they are settled in almost real time. So a lot of these major institutions are jumping into stablecoins adoptions, but the only reason why they are investing into USDC over anything else is because they actually have a clear image on their reserve backing, unlike, again, Tether. But this was also the problem with, the Luna UST situation. I know that Luna says that UST is essentially not, the project, aka of Luna. But in my opinion, the entire UST situation, basically caused Luna to crash anyways. So I would say that, UST was a large, portion of the Luna project. I know that it's not exactly the same token or anything like that, and I get that, Luna essentially doesn't need UST, but it still absolutely killed the project in my opinion. Now let's talk about some price predictions that are getting thrown out there by some of these articles. So I seen this one today. I thought this was comical, but they're basically saying that it's likely to hit $1 by the end of 2022, $3 by 2023, and then $5 by 2025, and $10 by 2030. Guys, I want you all to understand that, again, just investing into something thinking that you're going to be, a millionaire at this certain time is the wrong way of doing things. I don't foresee them regaining that confidence. I don't foresee Luna having this recovery because every single revival plan by the team has a failed tokenomics structure behind it. We're actually going to be addressing that and talking about it as well. Now, let's talk about what would be the best case scenario. Well, short term, we would want, in terms of the holders and the Luna Foundation, to basically have them, need that money for those, back taxes. That will cause the Luna Foundation to burn, the current chain supply. But the issue is that they still need that buyer demand. That buyer demand is not going to be there because the confidence and trust is already dead. Then we kind of look at, well, what about, Luna and their partners? Well, they would want to have that fork. That fork is essentially getting passed through. I seen yesterday it was like a 90% or something like that in terms of the voting range. A lot of people speculated that the voting was actually fake. I can't speak on that subject more so, but I will say this. Okay, I don't believe that a fork, I don't believe that a burn is going to solve the problem. I honestly think that this project as a protocol is dead. I've said this multiple times. I think that this was an inside job. But first off, let's talk about tokenomics. So here's the 2.0 tokenomics. The supply increases by 1,400% over 5 years. This needs to be fixed or else another round of retail will get hurt. I do completely agree. This is unsustainable. When we look at a lot of the, revival plans around the Luna situation, they are not taking into accountability the same problem that caused this situation to happen in the first place. Tokenomics. They are not understanding it at all, and I honestly think that they're just kind of ignoring it at this point just to kind of save face. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the description or in the comments below. But again, like I've said, I'm not touching Luna. I didn't touch Luna before this situation happened, and I will not touch it after. I took a quick trade for some profit. It worked out, but that was basically it. With that in mind, again, you guys can definitely see, the percentage year over year increase here. I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely 1,438% of an increase in tokenomics. It's just crazy to me. But also, we did see here, based on how Terra Luna /LFG org / Kwon basically handled their Bitcoin, it appears a bailout took place. The transactions were not on the open market and were done with unknown parties at a full $1 UST despite being traded at 0.7 cents at the time, or aka 70 cents. Now, again, a lot of the, some of the VCs were able to actually unload their UST, which we're actually going to be talking about that. They basically sold into Bitcoin. Now, one that actually came out that we actually have confirmation of is Pantera Capital. So when we look at this, Pantera Capital has confirmed that they sold 80% of their Luna investment, $170 million, before the crash. Again, this tells me that they knew exactly what was going to happen and they did not warn retail. They let retail get absolutely wrecked while a lot of these investors got out. I know Hash didn't get out, and I know Binance didn't get out because Binance had I think it was $1.6 billion turned into $3,000. It was pretty significant. And also Hash lost I think it was a couple $1 million or something like that. But a few of these investors did lose money, but some of them got out, which tells me that there was warning signs ahead. I don't know if there was full-on insider trading going on. I wouldn't doubt it. Now, we also do see here, you are probably wondering, what's happening with Terra Luna and where is Kwon? Please let me introduce you to Protocol Armageddon. Yep, scary stuff. Listen to exactly what Kwon is saying here.
Kill switch. So whenever we feel like we're no longer in a position to be able to best serve the community, we pull the trigger and 24 hours we're gone. We burn all of our assets, we cut all of our ties, and it's nothing. So that's just in case where things move a little bit faster than we're anticipating. But the way that we're thinking about it is that our main role is to be able to get to a state where people are no longer asking the question, is UST going to be around in the next 10 years?
So he basically said exactly what they did. I mean, in 24 hours, they burned all everything, all their assets, and they were gone. That's essentially what just happened. We've seen them basically hit the kill switch and disappear. I mean, we're hearing proposals, we're seeing talks, but ultimately, again, at the end of the day, this will only result in yet another round of investors getting absolutely decimated. Now, we also seen another lawsuit basically happen. Popular DeFi app StableGains is being sued by its investors after reportedly losing $42 million in UST. Again, we're going to see a lot more of these situations happening around this situation. I've told you guys that what we've seen is just the bare minimum after effects of this entire, case, I think that this is going to result in a way bigger problem. And I even said that in regards to regulators as well, moving in on stable coins and really kind of utilizing the UST situation as backing for it. It's going to be a scary place going forward in terms of regulations around stablecoins and stuff like that. I really, in terms of like over regulation, I really do hope that we could stop that. I think that what we really need is a clear regulatory framework. That's essentially what crypto needs, especially around these stablecoins. But also, I don't think that we should be backing any more algorithmic stablecoins at all. In my opinion, I think that they are just quick cash grabs. And I think that this entire Luna situation was just one, massive quick cash grab. Now, we also did see investors withdraw $7 billion from Tether due to stablecoin fears. This just happened 2 days ago. Now, when we look at this and we kind of compare and contrast to what just happened, like first off, there has been a lot of fear and FUD around the entire Tether situation. Like you'll see charts like this posted on Twitter where you'll see the market cap dropping drastically on Tether, which is expected. I mean, when we look at things happening around this, like this was exactly around that time where we did see a lot of individuals just kind of getting out of UST into USDC because of the fear around these markets. A lot of people will continue to say that USDT, aka Tether, is going to collapse. It's going to collapse and it's going to take the market with it. It's going to be one massive black swan event. It's hard to say fully, but we have been seeing a lot of news around the USDT's situation. Like first off, we do see here, breaking New York Supreme Court has rejected Tether's petition to block the public from receiving documents detailing the composition of Tether's reserves over the past few years. And yeah, I mean, this definitely is, something that is significant to really kind of look at, because I've always said that USDT, like I would not trust holding my money in USDT. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but I fully do, think that USDT, or aka Tether, will be under some sort of legality process where it will most likely get, I mean, you got to look at it like this. Is Tether going to be delisted before it depegs and crashes the market? We don't really know exactly what's going to happen up to that point, but I do foresee a major legality process happening around the entire Tether situation, because they are not, detailing their reserves at all. They are not having them in a transparent way that investors could actually see what it's backed by. Imagine putting your money into a currency that you don't even know what's actually backing it. That's a problem. And we actually did see here, just in Tether, USDT has reported $82.4 billion in reserves and claims to be fully backed. Well, why can't we see that? Where's the transparency behind this? That's the issue that we've seen exactly with the Luna UST situation. Yeah, they were saying that it was backed, but there was no transparency on paper to back that claim. And this is exactly what we are seeing with Tether. So do I believe that the Tether, collapse is coming? It most likely will happen in time. I don't think that it's going to kill crypto. I think that it's definitely going to cause it to drastically drop in price as well. I mean, we're going to see the market cap. Think about it like this. The market cap right now of Tether is $74 billion. So just imagine $74 billion just getting decimated out of this market. And think about all of the USDT pairs that are also tied to this market that are holding market capitalization as well. I mean, it could get pretty significant very fast. I mean, just think about what Luna and UST did to the market. So I'm definitely watching this market very closely, specifically around Tether. I don't believe that you should be throwing money into Luna, but that is, of course, my opinion. You do you. But with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. It says that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.